I've created this 30-minute energizing sequence to help you flex your spine, open your hips, and stretch your body. This series of poses will also help you increase your strength and balance. Let's begin by sitting in easy pose, Sukhasana. Feel your tailbone sinking into the floor, thighs opening up, falling down, away from the hips. The back is straight. The breath is easy, coming down deep into the belly. Expand your belly outwards with each breath. By expanding through the diaphragm, you allow the breath to fill the entire lung. Place your hands on your lower ribs and feel them expanding as you inhale. As you exhale, draw the ribs in, allowing the breath to be gently released through the nose. Continue breathing in this manner, allowing your mind to still, creating a deep, focused awareness. This easy breathing releases tension and prepares you for birth by helping you to focus more deeply. Our first exercise, pelvic tilts, release the low back and sacrum, gently loosen the hip joints, and create greater flexibility in the spine. You can do pelvic tilts while seated in easy pose like I am, or, if you like, you can practice them seated in a chair like Christy or standing like Meg. Gently tilt your chin down, tilt your pelvis backward, and draw your belly inward. Sink back through the pelvis, opening up into a giant C shape in the lower part of the back. Inhale, rock forward, tilting the pelvis in the opposite direction. Bring your heart center towards the middle of the room, chin level with the floor, and exhale, rolling back once again. Inhale, rolling forwards. Go slowly at your own pace, allowing the breath to guide your movement. Work as deeply as feels comfortable, gradually building up momentum as you feel your breath and body begin to open. Imagine each vertebra moving independently as you roll from your hips through your waist, into the ribs, and up through the back of the neck. Feel the heart opening as you rock forward and the middle of the back gently curving down. This movement is wonderful for digestion. It also begins to open up the hips, pumps cerebrospinal fluid back up the spine, and energizes the mind. Eyes are closed, rolled upwards and inwards. Pelvic tilts are wonderful to practice throughout the day. You can do them seated in a chair or on a sofa. You can do them in your office, riding in the car, or even on an airplane. And as you become stronger and more flexible, you may want to practice pelvic tilts in a standing position, as Meg is demonstrating. Feet point straight forward and are about hip width apart. Gently bend your knees almost as if you're sitting in a chair. Hands rest on the tops of the thighs. Now rock through the pelvis. You won't get as much movement in the upper part of the body as you will in the lower part of the pelvis, but you'll feel a wonderful extension rolling it in and opening it back up. Beautiful. Also feel your legs strengthening. This is wonderful because strong thighs are useful during childbirth to build up to the work that we call labor. You may want to start gradually with 30 seconds in the standing pelvic tilts, but as you gain strength, you can build up to a minute or even more. On your next inhale, slowly roll up to standing. Let your thighs gently release. Beautiful. From here, we'll start going into side stretches. You can do this sitting on the floor in easy pose, sitting in a chair, or standing. If you're seated in a chair, make sure that your feet are pointed straight forward with your left hand resting on the seat next to you. If you're standing, have your feet about hip width apart with your toes pointed outward so you have a nice inner thigh connection. Rest your left forearm on your left knee. If you're seated on the floor, the left palm goes flat to the floor next to your hip, fingertips pointed outwards. Opening up first through the right side, on an inhale, reach your right arm upwards overhead and continue stretching over to the left, feeling the pull all the way down from the tips of your fingers, down through the arm, the ribs, the whole right side of the body, and into the hips. It should feel almost as if someone is pulling your fingers over, giving you a nice straight line through the side of your body. Hold the posture and breathe deep into the right lung, allowing the breath to fill sections that may have become crowded by your baby. When you're ready, inhale, slowly stretching up to center. Switching sides, exhale, place your right hand on the floor or on the chair beside your hip, or rest your right forearm on your right knee if you're standing. Inhale the left arm up and exhale, reaching over to the right side, keeping the arm aligned with the side of your body. Feel the arm over your ear. You can look straight towards the center of the room to relax your neck. If your neck is very tight, you can look down towards the floor. Or if you feel comfortable, you can look up towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. Again, it should feel as if someone is pulling that arm straight so you're getting a nice extension through the ribs and waist, creating space for your breath and for the baby. Inhale, coming back to center. Raise the right arm overhead, then exhale, stretching as far to the left as feels comfortable for you. It doesn't matter how far over you go. Breathe into the lower part of the right lung, allowing fresh oxygen to get into that space. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, release the right arm, switching sides. Inhale, the left arm straight up to the ceiling, gathering space through the ribs. And as you exhale, fold over to the right, gently sliding down, coming into the stretch. Breathe and relax. Feel yourself gently falling a tiny bit deeper, opening a tiny bit more, allowing yourself to gently stretch. Breathe and release. Inhale, coming back up to center. Exhale, bring your hand back down. We're now going to begin with a gentle shoulder twist. You can continue sitting in easy pose on the floor, in the chair, or standing. This twist is wonderful for giving a gentle massage to the liver, to the kidneys, to all the organs in your torso, as well as giving a gentle adjustment to your spine. Place your fingertips in front of the shoulders. Thumbs are behind the shoulders, elbows are parallel to the floor. Make sure not to raise your arms too high or too low. It's very common to let the shoulders drop as you move. Inhale as you twist to the left. Exhale as you rotate to the right. And inhale left and exhale right. And just begin to let the body roll as if your spine is a straight axis, perfectly straight, and you're just allowing the body to move from side to side. As your spine and the sides of your body begin to relax, you'll gather momentum, feeling as if your elbows are actually pulling you back behind. Eyes are closed, rolled upwards and inwards, helping you to find your inner focus, connecting to the energy which is beginning to spiral up the spine and out through the entire body. If you're sitting in a chair doing this spinal twist, you will do it exactly the same. If you're standing, you might have the feet hip-width apart and the knees slightly bent to help with balance. Once you find your balance, you can close your eyes or leave them softly focused forward. Continue breathing. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and let yourself fly. See how free you can become with this. Gradually build up your speed, releasing tension. Gently come back to center. Release the hands back down, keeping your eyes closed. Feel the top of the head rising up to the ceiling, and just breathe. Inhale, feel that energy moving through your body, coming from the very core of your being, out through the bones, the muscles, the skin, even into the air around you. Just connect for a moment with this breath, with this energy, and gently exhale and open your eyes. We'll now come into a fun hip opener, butterfly pose, or Baddha Konasana in Sanskrit. Bring the soles of your feet together close into the side of your body. Wrap your hands around your toes, let your thighs fall towards the floor. Straighten your arms and pull your upper chest, your upper back high, sitting tall in the sit bones, coming up a little bit out of your waist. That'll give you a little bit more extension in the hips. From here, gently begin to bounce your legs up and down, up and down. Really let yourself release and get into the rhythm. If it's very easy to pull your legs up, then work a little harder on pushing them down. If it's easy to push them down, pull them a little bit higher so that you work on elevating the arc, creating greater balance. Breathe through the belly, letting the breath be free, long, and easy. Use the beat of the music, the rhythm of your breath, and go. Let yourself fly. Releasing the inner thighs, releasing the hips, let them bounce, and breathe. Sit up tall, feel the spine straight and long, the breath slow and easy, the belly soft. Feel a nice, gentle opening all the way through the legs. Feel your body flying, floating free. If you like, you can close your eyes, rolling them upwards and inwards, allowing your legs to move. Let yourself go and let your mind fly free and easy, breathing deeply, allowing yourself to find deep relaxation even as your body is working. A few more seconds, really let them bounce. And gently release, letting them fall back to the floor. Feel the vibration in your legs, that buzzing, that humming, that movement. Breathe it in deeply. Expand that energy into your entire body, energizing your whole being with this sensation. Now gently release the hands, opening the legs into wide leg stretch or Upavista Konasana. This posture increases flexibility in your hips, stretches your groin, and strengthens lower back muscles. This pose also gives a deep stretch to your sciatic nerve. If you have tight inner legs or groins, or if your tailbone feels a little sensitive, sit on a blanket like Christy. This will elevate your hips and tailbone, giving you a slight forward tilt in the pelvis. Inhale your arms up to center. As you exhale, look over your right leg and gently fall down over that leg. And then as you inhale, raise back up towards the center. And exhale over the left side. Don't worry about how far down you go. Allow yourself to fall, feeling the backs of your legs opening up flat to the floor. Simply inhale up and exhale over. As your body lengthens and warms up, you'll be able to fall a tiny bit deeper, a tiny bit softer. One side may be tighter than the other. It's completely normal. Just allow yourself to get into the movement. Let yourself go and breathe. Let your body fall. Gathering height, gathering breath as you come up, releasing and relaxing as you fall over. The belly stays towards the inside of the thigh. Bring the shoulder down over the knee. Beautiful. On your next inhale, come back up to center. Inhale, reaching up, and as you exhale, tilt the pelvis forward towards the floor, leading with your heart. Bring the belly button and the heart down towards the floor, extending through a straight spine. Come only as far forward as feels comfortable for you. Go only to your limit. If it's only an inch, that's fine. You will feel the stretch all the way down into your tailbone, your hips, and your inner thighs. Support yourself with pillows underneath your belly or your chest like you need to. As you develop more flexibility, as you're able to relax more, the weight of your body will gently pull you farther forward. Initiate the movement with a nice, straight, flat back, and then relax down. Once you've come into your extension, release. Relax the toes, the knees, the hips, the lower back, the shoulders, the face, the fingers, the breath. Just let yourself fall into the posture. Don't force or strain. To come out of the pose, inhale, then using your fingertips, gently walk yourself back up to sitting tall on the spine. Inhale deeply, stretching up, and release. Bring your legs together straight in front of your body and gently roll your legs from side to side, releasing any tightness in your thighs or hips. Our next pose, table pose, strengthens the central nervous system, allows the spinal fluid to circulate to the brain, strengthens the entire back of the body from shoulders to knees, and tones the buttocks and thighs. Place your hands on the floor behind you, fingertips pointed towards your body to protect your wrists, and put the work more in your upper arms and back. Bring your feet to the floor, knees pointed up towards the ceiling. Place your feet about hip-width apart and close enough to your body so that you have plenty of support for your low back and hips. Inhale, gently filling up your belly with breath. As you exhale, tighten the buttocks and raise your pelvis up to the sky, keeping your back flat. Push through the shoulders, opening up the chest. And gently let your head fall back. Continue squeezing the buttocks, pressing through the middle part of the back, pushing through the shoulders. Inhale deeply. On an exhale, slowly and with control, lower back down to the floor. Gently shake your hands, releasing any tension in your wrists. Now bring yourself onto your knees to get ready for a gentle back bend camel pose or Ustrasana. In this pose, you'll be sitting on your ankles, so if they bother you, place a blanket underneath your ankles like Christy is doing. In this posture, your shoulders open up, your heart opens up, your throat gently falls back, stimulating your thyroid. It's a wonderful, gentle back bend. Lean back onto your hands, fingertips once again point towards the body. Exhale and raise the pelvis up just an inch or two to get a nice stretch from the top of your knees all the way up into your hips. Hold this for a moment and breathe. The knees are as close together as you need to feel comfortable, but you may want to open them a little bit wider to accommodate a bigger belly. For some, this may be enough, but if you'd like to go deeper, press the pelvis towards the wall in front of you and come up onto your fingertips. Continue pushing the pelvis forward and then gently let the top of your head fall back. If this is comfortable and you'd like to go deeper, walk your hands to your heels. You can have your toes flexed on the floor with your heels up like Meg, or if you're very flexible and are familiar with camel pose, the feet can be flat. When you're ready, gently inhale, and as you exhale, slowly bring yourself out of the posture by lowering your hands back down to the floor, then lowering your hips back down onto your heels. Come back to sitting on your heels. Lean forward, placing your hands on the floor in front of you in preparation for cat and cow pose. This is an excellent series of movements for warming up the spine and relaxing the mind. Open your knees so that they are hip-width apart and supporting your hips. Your hands are directly beneath your shoulders, fingertips pointing forward, thumbs pointing towards one another. As you exhale, drop your tailbone and push through the arms, pushing the shoulders up towards the sky like a cat with a beautiful arch in the upper back. Drop the head towards the floor, keeping your arms straight as you inhale. Gently pull the heart forwards towards the center of the room and reach your tailbone towards the sky. Be aware of crunching in the mid-back. You just want to release in the belly, not push it towards the floor. And then exhale, rolling down through the tailbone, curving the spine, dropping the head last. Initiate the movement through the pelvis. Inhale, opening the pelvis, then the mid-back. Cat-cows are wonderful to do in the middle of the night to help you fall back to sleep or to calm a very active baby at 3 a.m. And it's helpful for releasing low back tension, especially if you sit or drive a lot. On your next inhale, come into a flat back position in preparation for lunges, which will strengthen your psoas muscle and groin and aid in your balance. Step your right foot flat to the floor between your hands. If you have a big belly, you may have to pull your foot out to the side a bit to accommodate your belly like Meg is doing. Curl your left toes under and push your left leg backwards, keeping the knee on the floor. The front of your pelvis sinks down, giving a gentle stretch to the hip flexor and the front of that leg. If this is comfortable and you'd like to try to go a little bit deeper, tuck those back toes once again, push the heel towards the sky, and raise the knee so that your leg straightens. If this is comfortable for you and you feel balanced, bring your hands to the top of the right thigh in front of you. Looking down, make sure that your right knee is directly over your right foot. If you feel confident, inhale the arms up overhead, stretching up towards the sky, opening your heart, opening your throat, really pulling upwards through the fingers, giving a wonderful stretch through the sides of the body down through the tailbone. When you're ready, gently and easily bring your hands to the knee and back down to the floor. Drop the left knee back to the floor. Sink back onto your hips, straightening out your front leg. Just raise your toes towards the sky and get a wonderful stretch all the way along the back of that leg and through the sciatica. Experience that wonderful calf stretch. To come out of the pose, inhale, then use your hands to walk yourself back up into a kneeling position. Come forward onto hands and knees again. Now step the left foot forward in between the hands. Draw the right leg back, knee to the floor. You can rest here and just gently stretch the pelvis forward, opening up the front of that hip. You can even raise your torso up and just rest your hands on your knee if that's comfortable for you. Now, if you have great balance and flexibility, you can tuck your back toes, straighten the back leg, and come into a high lunge, again, making sure that the front knee is over the foot. If this is comfortable for you, inhale the arms up, getting a wonderful stretch through the upper body all the way down into the tailbone. The back leg is straight, the thighs are strong. And when you're ready, slowly, gently come back down to the floor. Sink back onto the right hip, stretching out the front left leg, toes pointing towards the ceiling. Only go as deep as you feel comfortable with, and then gently come back forward onto your hands and knees. From here, we're going to move into downward facing dog, or Adho Mukha Svanasana. This is a very safe inversion for you and for the baby. It helps to replenish the blood flow to the organs, also helps to get fresh blood up to your heart and to your head, relieves tension in your shoulders and your upper back, and helps to let the baby fall out of your pelvis and relieve low back pain. Open your knees as wide as you need to support your hips. Place your hands out in front of your shoulders so that you form a comfortable angle in the wrists. It's very common for people to start too high up in the wrists in down dog. This can become uncomfortable and not allow extension through your arms and shoulders. Tuck your toes and push your hips up towards the sky. Let the top of the head come down towards the floor. If you desire a more relaxing experience, you can place a pillow underneath your head like Christy is doing. When you come into down dog, feel the tailbone rising up towards the sky, the shoulder blades pushing deep into your back, the top of your head dropping towards the floor as if you're going to just rest it on the floor. Now raise up and down on the toes a couple of times just to help reset the hips and open up the backs of the legs. This action stimulates circulation in the legs, helping with varicose veins and reducing swelling. Gently release and come back down onto your knees. Open your knees wide and sink down onto your hips, resting your forehead on the floor and relaxing into child's pose, Balasana. Relaxing here helps you to assimilate all of the previous postures. It also gently stretches out the lower back and shoulders. Resting your forehead on the floor helps to keep your focus and concentration pulled upwards and inwards. If your hips don't quite reach your heels, you can rest a pillow underneath them, or if your belly is stopping you from coming all the way forward, place a pillow underneath your chest like Meg is doing. Stretch your fingertips out in front of your body, opening up the back. Just release and relax and truly let yourself go. Inhale, rolling up, and sink back onto your heels, coming into rock pose or Vajrasana. By sitting in this manner, you benefit your digestion and encourage your spine to straighten. Again, you can have a pillow underneath your hips, your thighs, or your ankles, whatever makes you comfortable. Interlace your hands in Venus lock behind your back, left thumb on top of the right thumb, and extend the arms, really stretching through the shoulders and opening up the chest. If your hands won't come away from the floor, that's fine. Just focus on opening up the front of the chest and your heart. If you have greater flexibility and would like to take this pose a little deeper, gently raise your arms a tiny bit from the floor, stretching out and away from your body. As you exhale, raise your arms towards the ceiling and lower the forehead to the floor. You may need to open the knees wider to accommodate your belly. This is a wonderful rebalancing and relaxing posture that also opens up the backs of the shoulders. Breathe and hold here for just a moment. Gently release the hands and roll back up to sitting. If you're more than 35 weeks pregnant or have a breech baby, simply return to rock pose, pressing the palms into prayer position and keeping a straight spine. Your forearms are parallel to the floor. By pressing strongly here, you feel your heart opening, your upper back lifting. Otherwise, tuck your toes and sit back on your heels, getting ready to come into a squat, Malasana. Squats are a fantastic posture that I encourage you to practice every day. Not only is it a wonderful heart-opening posture, it also helps to position the hips and the pelvis for the opening that they're going to do for labor. In fact, squats can help bring on labor, which is wonderful to do if you're 41 weeks pregnant. However, after 35 weeks of pregnancy, it's not recommended. Separate your feet at least hip-width apart with the toes pointing straight forward. Hands in front of your knees, rock your weight back and bring your heels to the floor, coming into a squat position. If your heels do not reach the floor or you need a little support to keep your balance, you can roll up a blanket and place it underneath your heels like Christy is doing. Feel your tailbone sinking towards the floor, the top of the head rising up towards the ceiling. Press the palms together in front of your heart in prayer position or Anjali Mudra. Breathe. Over time, as you practice squats, you'll feel your back getting straighter. It's very common in the beginning to have pigeon toes, so work on lining up the feet, which will help align the hips. Now bring the hands back down to the floor and roll up through the back of the body, bringing the hips towards the sky. Continue to keep the knees soft. Walk your hands up the body, rolling up through the spine. Tailbone sinks down, then the middle of the body, then the shoulders. Roll the shoulders open and back. The head is the last part of you to come up. Come up very slowly, inhaling as you do to prevent dizziness. We'll now come into our final posture before relaxation, tree pose or Vrikshasana. In this pose, you help to lengthen and strengthen the spine, improving your posture, which can often suffer at this time. It also helps to give you a mental and physical lift, helping to improve your balance, your focus, and your concentration. Start by looking at your feet. Spread your toes wide. Sink the balls of the feet into the floor, the heels deep into the floor. Put your weight into your right foot and pull the right kneecap up into that thigh. Have a nice strong leg from the heel all the way up to your hip. Gently rest the left foot on the top of the right foot. If you've never done balancing postures before, start slowly and work your way up. Pick a point on the wall or on the floor in front of you for focus. That outward focus will help you to find the inward focus in your body. When you're ready, bring the left foot up to the right knee or up to the inner thigh. Or if you're an experienced yoga practitioner, you can rest your foot in half lotus against the top of your thigh. Press the palms together in prayer position at your heart. The action of pressing the hands into each other and the foot into the leg helps you to find your balance and your focus. When you feel confident with your balance here, inhale the arms straight up towards the ceiling, stretching up through the fingertips and down through the heel, getting a nice wonderful stretch in two directions. And if you fall out of the posture, simply come back into it. And when you're ready, slowly and gently release the foot back to the floor and switch sides. Shift your weight onto your left foot, pulling the kneecap up into the thigh. Nice strong leg from the heel all the way up to the hip. You can start by resting the toes of the right foot on top of the left foot, or bring your foot up to your knee, or all the way up into your thigh, or onto the front of your hip. And again, practice balancing with the hands in prayer position in front of the heart. And when you're ready, inhale the arms straight up towards the ceiling. As your belly grows, your center of gravity shifts and your sense of balance alters. It becomes important to practice balancing in this new state of awareness that you're in. When you're ready, slowly and with control, release your foot back down to the floor. We'll now get ready for final relaxation or Shavasana. If you're still in your first trimester and you're comfortable lying on your back, go ahead and lie down on your back like Christy is doing, with a pillow under your head, pillow under your knees. And just let yourself relax, lie back, let the knees softly open to the side, releasing in the hips. If you're a little further along in your pregnancy, you may want to have a little bit more support with the bolsters, and maybe place a pillow behind your neck. Let your head be gently relaxed, supporting all the way down the back, letting the hips fall open to the side. And from here, just feel how comfortable you can become. Feel how easy, how heavy, how deep, and how soft. You can just let your body relax. As you exhale, feel your body sinking down deeply into the cushions beneath you, allowing each and every breath to let your body release, relax, and open. Feel your body growing heavier and deeper, sinking you down deeper and deeper into relaxation, opening up your intuition, your connection to your baby, allowing the incorporation of all the yoga, the breathing, the stretching, the movement right now. And Sat Nam.